Okay, good morning and welcome to Mishna Yomi. Today we're learning Maseches Terumos, Parakeh, Mishnayos, Vav and Zayin. Mishnah Vav says, Sa Truma Shnafal Apachos Me'av Nidmo. Right, we said that if Truma, one measurement of Truma falls into less than 100 of Chulin, so therefore it's Damua, and therefore you can't eat all of it. And then some of that mixture falls in a different place. He says the whole thing, right? Let's say there's 70 parts chulin and 1 part truma. There's 71 measurements over there. So when it falls into another pile of truma of chulin, so therefore Lezer says it's 71 parts truma. There was all truma, and you're going to need a lot of. You're going to need 1 to 100. So 70 times 100. You need, I don't know. You need 700. Not 700. You need 7,000. 7,000 parts chulin to matter it. No, you just take the ratio that when 71 parts fall, we assume one of it is truma and 70 are chulin, so you'll only need another 30 chulin in order to alleviate the status and just take off one, and the rest is mutter. Again holds. Right, there's another way that truma, when you use truma in order to as yeast to cause your dough to rise, so there's a certain amount you need to cause the dough to rise. So, let's say again, gets mixed in this rising agent, this yeast that's made out of truma gets mixed in with chulin, things that are not chulin. So and then this rising agent gets with the chulin goes into a different amount of truma. So, do you consider the whole thing, or Lezer consider the whole thing truma, because you don't have 100 parts chulin. But abundance say no, it's only machmitz lefi cheshbon. Therefore, if you had the right amount and only half of the yeast fell in, because this half of the yeast is not enough to be machmitz, so therefore the truma is not significant over there. It wouldn't answer the pile. Ve'en hamayim she'uvim posen as a mikvah el lefi cheshbon. There's halacha when it comes to a mikvah that midoraisa, you have to have water that comes rainwater. Midorabanan, they pasaled, if it's in a kli, you collect water in a kli before it gets into the mikvah, in the utensil, it passes it midorabanan. It's called mayim shuvim. The rabbanan allowed you to do hamshacha. Hamshacha allows you, if you connect the water, this mayim shuvim, to the main mikvah, you'll see a pipe through, where water is collected from the mega shamim, and you have a pipe going from that water to the actual main mikvah. So if there's a rove, if of the water is actually mega shamim, pure mega shamim that's never been in a kli, so therefore it's mavatel. So even you need arbaim sa. So if you have 21 sa for a mikvah, you have 21 sa of kosher mega shamim water and 19 mayim shuvim. So therefore, ali de hamshacha, you can machshir the rest of the 19. So that's what it means. Mayim shuvim poses a mikvah el fi cheshbon. Right, that you need 21 parts mayim shuvim, even the hamshacha, as well as halacha means that you need 21 parts. If you have rov, so we calculate with fichesha, we don't say, because you have some mayim shuvim, makes it all. It always makes all of the mikvah mayim shuvim. No, you need to have a rov. A rov is good enough. It's not exactly as the same halacha, but the same idea. Rov there you need 1 to 100. Zayin sa it's truma shnafel l'meyahe. Let's say you have 1 to 100, so therefore you can take one out, and the rest is chulin. Higbiya v'naf la'cheres. So you took out one, and then another measurement of truma fell in. So now again you have 1 to 100 ratio. Higbiya v'naf la'cheres. So promptly you take it out, and again harezim uteres. All the chulin is mutter. You can just take off one part. So it's truma. I just hear about truma, the chulin, until the truma becomes the rov. What does it mean it becomes a rov? So there's a couple ways of explaining this. I'll go. The Yachin Boaz, the Eretz Yisrael, says until you have. It happened 100 times. If 100 and 101 times. If you have 101 times, the truma fell in, even though you kept on taking it out, then at the end of the day, it's 100 to 1 to 100 ratio. So you have rov truma at the end of the day. So therefore, with the 101st time, you can't just treat it as dimua, as 1 to 100 and take it out, because you have rov over here, and rov justifies that. We're going to explain in Mishna why rov is significant over here. Explain just furthermore what it means over here. That's the conclusion of today's shir. Stay tuned, read on Mishna. We'll discuss this Mishnah Zayin, in more detail.